Okay, so today I'm going to have a little talk about haters. I mean, is there such thing? People always talk about, are the haters, um, certainly on social media. All I can say is that things these days are certainly not how they used to be. When we used to train in the gym, a little story back years ago, I remember how people used to encourage everyone else. I used to enter the gym and people would say, "Come on, Mark, let's join in with us." And it wasn't really good for the bodybuilding because there was like five or six of us at one time. But it didn't matter. We were just sort of going in there, and everyone was encouraging each other. Some people would be stronger, some people wouldn't be as strong. They'd say, "Come in, let's join us. Let's do some deadlifting." And they'd ask me what my maximum was, and I'd say, come on, Jim, you up, try and get me to do more," and I'd help them. And this is how it used to be. We all used to back each other, and even when we were competing, doing bodybuilding shows, I trained with many people that actually I ended up going on stage with, but it didn't matter because we were trying to be the best we could be. We were trying to help each other. When we got on stage, obviously we wanted to win, and when we got off stage, we'd have something to eat together, and we'd talk about it. But there was no hatred there at all. I think when I look at a lot of bodybuilders, more sort of the old school bodybuilders that I competed against in the early 2000s, certainly comments on social media and that we will, I'll say to them, "Oh, you had amazing legs," and they'd say, "Yeah, but you had a good, most muscular," and they were all very encouraging. Nobody sort of hated on everyone. We all had a respect for each other. Most of the guys that I know, were used to beat me, were a lot better than me, and I have a lot of respect for them, and I don't hate on them, at all. It's strange. It's where these days everybody wants to be sort of top dog in the town, and basically anyone who's doing anything good, or they seem to hate them for it. It's very, very strange that, because everyone's on a different journey. Everyone does the bodybuilding for different reasons. My reasons for bodybuilding now are very different to what they were when I started. For me, it's just a personal thing. I felt like I was. We've talked about this in the past. I was feeling very depressed. Bodybuilding has always been very good for me. It's always helped me, getting me out of certain situations. If my training's been going well, I've personally always felt better within myself. So I knew this. So when I was down and I was depressed, the best thing I could do is start getting my training going, get a diet, so I've got some kind of regime, because I feel like I like a set routine. And things started getting better for me. Everything got better for me. So, the bodybuilding's always been there, and it's something I've always relied on to help me with my mental state. And I think this is a big problem at the moment with the gyms being shut. I think that a lot of people need the gym. They need to train. It helps them mentally, and this is one of the biggest problems that I see. And since there's been this lockdown, a lot of people have been on social media, and I've seen a lot more, how should I say, hatred, a lot more jealousy. People are getting very frustrated. I was putting on videos of me training. It was not malicious. It was just basically I was putting videos up because it was something I'd been doing for quite a while. It was just, and obviously people took offence to it. Because there's people sitting at home that haven't got weights, and obviously hating on people that happen to have their own equipment or their own home gym. And one of the biggest reasons why I got my own gym in the first place was simply because of what we're talking about here. These days when I go in a gym, it's not the same. Like I said, if I could train in a gym that I felt everyone was encouraging each other and the atmosphere was brilliant, but it's not like that anymore. And that's the biggest problem. When I started going into a gym, I felt like there was always a negative atmosphere. And so when I'm at home, I can create my own little atmosphere in my own little world. I can do the thing I love doing, and that's to me what it's all about. I do have friends that I train with that are positive, and that's what it's all about, having positive people around you. At the same time, you don't need to be delusional. You don't need to tell each other that you're going to be winning something that you're not capable of winning. We're not saying that. Like I said, I've done enough shows, and I'm not an idiot. I know what my capabilities are. I wouldn't enter a show that was out of my league. And at the moment, the only thing that I really wanted to do was just maybe do another over 40 show. and even if I didn't place, really it was just to prove to myself that I could get in shape again and get on stage. And that's basically it now. It's not like it was before when I was younger. Things change. So it's funny, recently I think I've been trying to get myself in shape, just for myself, but I thought it would be good to post the journey. Maybe it might help some people, to also give them a little bit of motivation. And the reason why I say that is because the only reason why I started was watching other people, so it's like a knock-on effect. I watched other people later on in their at their age, getting back in shape again, and I thought, I'd like to do that. There's no reason why I can't do that. And so, like, for me, posting, hopefully, that could have been a knock-on effect for other people. But unfortunately, yes, it does bring along also a few people that don't like it, and seem to hate upon you for, I say, maybe doing better or doing well, or whatever you want to call it. But everyone goes through good times. Some people you go through bad times. It's up and down for everyone. You shouldn't hate on people just because they're having a good time, because you don't know what they've been through before that. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And the problem, I think, with social media is people post only good things, and that's the problem. People can get jealous. They don't really know what's going on. I mean, people think they know what's going on, but they don't. So I post, for instance, me training. It all looks good. Looks like, I'm getting in shape and everything's great in the world, but people don't really know what's going on. And I think that's the problem. I think people, should just concentrate on what they're doing, on their journey, should be happy for others when they are succeeding, because, like I said, you don't know what they've been through before. Like I've talked about in a previous video, I had a terrible time a couple of years ago. It was absolutely awful. And I've managed to pull myself out of it. Things are better now. And, that's it, So I think haters, getting back to that, yeah, there's definitely people out there that seem to definitely get easily jealous, and I think the social media is bad for that. It breeds that. I mean, years ago there was no social media, so you never got this problem. People never used to see anything. The only time they'd ever see anything is if it was in a magazine, after you'd done the show. As where now, obviously, people can post daily, and obviously for some people, it obviously is a problem. So I think that the social media has definitely bred a lot of hatred. It's something I'm not used to. Like I said, the gyms that I used to train in before, it was only ever positive. Everyone wanted each other to do well. Like I said, it's not so much like that now. So, I choose to train at home. For me, it's just better. But yeah, if you do have people that are seem to be hating on you, then obviously I suppose you've got to take it as a bit of a compliment, because I was always told many years ago that you know when you're doing all right is when people start talking about you. If you're not doing anything, then people are just not going to talk about you. So, and I couldn't really understand it then, but I suppose it's true. But yeah, it's an interesting subject, and I think what we need to try and do is all encourage each other, be happy for each other. We ain't going to be able to do this forever. It's only a hobby at the end of the day. Some people take it further than others, but I strictly do the bodybuilding because I love it. I love bodybuilding. I enjoy the bodybuilding. Like I said, I do it for different reasons now for what I did before, but it's always helped me. It's always helped my mental state. And like I said, I asked my wife, and I said, how do you feel about me doing it? Now I'm sort of like doing it more often now I'm older. And she said, you know what, if you're in good health and it makes you happy and it's something you enjoy doing, then you go for it. And that's my advice to finish this video, is that if you enjoy it and you're not hurting anyone, and it's helping you, then do it for sure. And don't care about what anyone else says, because it doesn't matter. And yes, we'll speak soon.